Summer is here and it's time to hit the pool. How area lifeguards are making sure kids stay safe. Plus, an organization is building community by breaking bread with refugees. And later on, an investigation is underway after a popular LGBTQ bar is vandalized. That news starts now.
This is News 3 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Keely Arthur. Thanks for watching News 3 at 10. We start tonight with breaking news out of Walworth County. Emergency officials say they found the body of a 14-year-old after a possible drowning. Now, dive teams arrived at Camp Timberley on Peters Lake this afternoon after camp directors called about a boy drowning. The camp is near Troy, and they say the victim is not part of their program. The Walworth County Sheriff's Department used a drone, a helicopter, and a boat to help find that boy. More information will be released during a press conference tomorrow. Well, warmer weather may have you dreaming of grabbing the kids and heading to the pool, but those recent drownings have lifeguards reminding parents to stay aware. Amy Reed stopped by the pool today and joins us now to share how parents can keep their kids safe.
All of the beaches and pools under Madison City Management have lifeguards on duty, but they tell me that doesn't mean parents are off duty.
A beautiful day at the pool, and the last thing you want to think about is the worst thing that could happen. That's why Amber Kluge comes prepared.
We just make sure they're in the life jackets. This pool allows life jackets as long as they're Coast Guard certified. So we kind of rely more on this. But there is lifeguards all over the pool, which makes a big difference.
Goodman Pool does have a lot of lifeguards, 11 to be exact, all trained before and throughout the season. But they still want parents to be there.
Little kids can topple over and fall underwater, so we want to make sure that parents are with them to help the lifeguards out. So we're trained to come and respond, but they're that first line of defense, being right there.
Kids under 5 are required to be within arm's reach of an adult at all times. Children under 8 need to be actively supervised. That means parents in the water and within 10 feet. It's not always fun for kids.
Do you like hanging out with your mom at the pool?
Not really.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
She screams at me too much.
That's her job. She has to keep you safe.
I worry.
It's important because a day like this should be fun, but it also should be safe.
You just have to make sure that you have enough, eyes on them. Just because the lifeguards are watching so many kids at one time, they can't, see everything.
Those rules at the pool for children under 5 and under 8 aren't just for Goodman Pool. Those rules apply at all of Madison's water spots, including beaches.
All right, thanks so much, Amy. Well, we're learning new information tonight about a deadly crash in Dane County. A 22-year-old New Glarus woman is dead after an accident early this morning. This happened around 7:30 a.m. The woman was driving on Peerless Road south of Ridge Drive near Belleville. Authorities say she veered off the road and crashed into a tree, dying at the scene. The medical examiner is withholding her name until the family is notified. The auto racing world is in mourning today after a deadly crash in Beaver Dam Saturday. 41-year-old Jason Johnson died from injuries sustained after a crash at the Sprint Car World of Outlaws race. The crash was at the Beaver Dam Raceway last night. Johnson was in his 18th lap and racing for the lead when he crashed. The racer made headlines back in 2016 when he won the Knoxville Nationals and in 2015 when he was named the Outlaws Rookie of the Year. Switching to weather now, let's turn it over to Karin Swanson in with your first alert forecast. Hi, Karin.
Hi there. We had a beautiful Sunday across southern Wisconsin, kind of a mixture of clouds and sunshine. We had just a few very spotty showers pop up late this afternoon and early this evening, but those have now fallen apart. The main storms are off to our west tonight across parts of Minnesota and Iowa, extending back into the Dakotas, but notice how any of those little showers have fallen apart over the last couple of hours. Temperatures are in the upper 50s over toward Lake Michigan, some 60s and 70s elsewhere, 68 degrees here in Madison, 66 right now in Janesville, 72 degrees over toward Platteville. By early tomorrow morning, those temperatures are in the upper 50s with highs tomorrow topping out at 78 degrees. We'll see partly sunny skies tomorrow, but then some storms arrive later tomorrow night and into Tuesday. Some of those may become strong. We'll talk more about that outlook coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Karen. Well, turning to national news tonight, families are no longer being separated at the border, but President Trump is making it clear that his stance on immigration hasn't softened. On Sunday, the president added even more fuel to the political fire, saying non-citizens shouldn't have an automatic right to a hearing in the U.S. In another tweet, the president said the country should adopt a merit-based immigration system. The administration's zero-tolerance approach has left Congress further divided.
The American people made Donald Trump president, made Republicans the majority in the House and the Senate to build the border security wall, stop chain migration, end the sanctuary city policy, reform our asylum laws, get rid of the visa lottery, and then also deal with the DACA population.
The Department of Health and Human Services says more than 2,000 minors are still in its custody. All of the 522 children who had been in the custody of Customs and Border Protection were released. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson addressing the immigration issue. Johnson is the chairman of the Senate Homeland Security Committee. He appeared on CNN this morning.
We don't have the capacity for hundreds of thousands of people trying to get in this country illegally. Well, so we need to make that a legal process, but we have to fix our laws. We have to end those incentives.
The senator went on to say the committee is gathering information from DHS and is working on legislation. He says they've also held hearings about what he calls, quote, our unsecured border. An area organization is connecting with local refugees through a picnic, hoping the power of food and conversation will build community. News 3's Madeline Westberg reports.
Farhan and Intisar al-Bahadali have built a new life in Madison.
Here I found my rights. So the second step is to looking for my dream.
They came to the United States 4 years ago as refugees from Iraq.
I feel kind of stable in job, in family, with my family here, with my life here.
One of the reasons for that stability, a group of 300 volunteers.
I found many people help us here, and help my family, help my kids, until this time, especially here from people from Open Doors. They're still helping me.
Finding a community in a new country can start with a dance or a meal.
People get together to just express goodwill and support, and you know, it's a lovely day to get together and have a picnic.
Ken Bond is the co-founder of Open Doors, a nonprofit helping people arriving in Madison to settle in.
In this day of the backlash against immigrants and refugees, to show and express, you know, that there are many people in the community who want diversity, want people from other cultures to come here, who welcome them and want to support them. And
this support comes in many forms, helping with things like housing, language courses, and transportation.
It's a big deal to arrive in a culture, especially if you don't speak the language. You come in, you have nothing, so they need a hand to get on their feet.
Step by step, our relationship became as a friendship, actually.
Making a new place feel like home.
But when I came here, I found another life, actually. Another life called Wisconsin.
Madeline Westberg, WISC News 3.
Open Doors will host a fundraising concert with Peter Mulvey this August. Madison police are investigating after a popular Near East Side bar was vandalized. According to a Facebook post, a cinder block was thrown into the window of Plan B, an LGBTQ-friendly bar on Willie Street. And through the window, and now until the window is repaired, the owners of the bar have put up plywood with the words "Love Trumps Hate." In their online post, the owners say, quote, "This hate will not stop us from celebrating our diverse community." An investigation is underway after police shot and killed an African-American man in Minneapolis. The police say the man had been firing a gun as he walked down the street. CBS's Nikki Batiste reports.
No justice! No peace!
These anti-police chants interrupted Sunday's Pride Parade in Minneapolis.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell!
The outrage comes after a police officer shot and killed 31-year-old Thurman Blevins Saturday evening.
Thurman! Blevins! Thurman! Blevins! Thurman! Blevins!
According to a Facebook post by the Minneapolis Police Department, one 911 caller reported a man firing a gun in the air and into the ground. Another caller said he was shooting a silver 9mm handgun. John Elder is with the police department.
A foot chase ensued, which ended in shots being fired. The armed suspect was pronounced dead at the scene.
Locals protested peacefully at the scene right after the shooting, in front of a line of officers standing silently. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey addressed the community.
Regardless of what happened tonight, the historical trauma inflicted on communities of color is never far from nearly every facet of our lives.
This shooting comes less than 1 week after another police officer shot and killed 17-year-old Antoine Rose in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Strained relations between law enforcement officials and the communities they serve, especially communities of color, have exacted a toll on the very soul of our city, of our state, and of our nation.
Nikki Batiste, CBS News.
A new Minneapolis Police Department policy requires officers to turn on their body cameras at least 2 blocks away from their call location. Their spokesperson says the 2 officers involved in this shooting did have their body cameras on, but that footage has not yet been released. In state news tonight, some Wisconsin schools will be using gunshot detection sensors this fall, which is meant to get police to respond more quickly to a mass shooting. It's part of security upgrades schools are getting thanks to grant money. That funding was approved by lawmakers following the shooting in Parkland, Florida. The system is designed to alert police within seconds of shots being fired. It also activates surveillance cameras near their location, essentially live streaming the situation to authorities. A new job training program in Racine is helping people get employed at Foxconn. The Racine Works program will teach people skills necessary to work at the technology plant. The program is receiving over $1 million in funding from several organizations, including the state's Department of Workforce Development. State figures show Racine currently has the highest unemployment rate in Wisconsin. Well, next up on News 3 at 10, the summer solstice may be over, but that doesn't mean the party has to be. How locals are continuing to celebrate the longest day of the year. Stay with us. Welcome back. A beautiful summer day calling for a celebration of a favorite summertime dessert. The Strawberry Shortcake Festival held at the Larson House in McFarland today brought people out to celebrate summer and raise money for the McFarland Museum. With fresh strawberries and local music, organizers are giving people the opportunity to enjoy a summertime classic.
There's something kind of nostalgic about strawberries. So everyone should have a chance to enjoy a strawberry shortcake at least once during the summer. So we think it's much more special than a pie or a cake.
The event has been going on for 4 years. Well, it's a few days late, but people were still out celebrating the summer solstice tonight. Friends Starkweather Creek, along with the Shank Atwood Starkweather Yahara Neighborhood Association, jammed out with drum circles and dancing at Olbrich Park. The free event also featured canoe and paddleboat rides. Attendees say it's all about celebrating nature and the community.
Since we're all about nature, that's really what we wanted to emphasize. And people coming together, and you can hear the drumming in the background. We're like a kind of a big tribe now.
The night ended with a sunset bonfire, and it really was a beautiful day, Karin. We have the Strawberry Shortcake Festival, what we just saw there. It's perfect, right? For all of that, right?
Yeah, it sure was. We had just a few very spotty showers pop up late this afternoon and early this evening, but you can see just how few there were. Just a couple of little pinpricks on the radar map, and now it's dry tonight, and I am expecting it to stay dry for the rest of the night. All of the shower and thunderstorm activity is well off to our west, and that's where it's going to stay as we head through tonight. And in fact, the severe weather outlook for tonight shows that marginal risk off well to our west, so not getting here into southern Wisconsin. Tomorrow it does creep a little closer, just kind of brushing the far southwest part of Wisconsin, and that's to accommodate for some late night showers and thunderstorms by late tomorrow night. A better chance for seeing some of those stronger storms then into the day on Tuesday as a low pressure system moves through the region. And during that time, we are in that slight risk for seeing a strong or severe thunderstorm, possibly some stronger winds as well as some large hail during that time. Today, though, a beautiful day from start to finish. We saw the sunshine today, kind of a mixture of sun and clouds through the day. And with that, temperatures were warm this afternoon, topping out at 83 degrees after a low of 61. Normals for today are 80 degrees and 59. Right now in Madison, it's 68. Winds are light out of the east at 3 miles per hour. We do have some cooler temperatures over toward Lake Michigan. That's where it is in the 50s tonight. Elsewhere, some 60s and low 70s showing up. 66 right now down toward Janesville at 73 degrees in Boscobel. Here's what's happening across the rest of the region. There are some of those cooler temperatures in some of those locations that are near the Great Lakes. Elsewhere, we've got the 60s and 70s on the map. High pressure will be influencing our weather tonight and into tomorrow as well. So that's going to keep us dry during that time. But eventually this low pressure system off to our west, that makes its way in our direction, bringing us some of those showers and thunderstorms by late tomorrow night and into the day on Tuesday. And it's during that time that we could be looking at that possibility of seeing a strong or severe thunderstorm. Tonight, 58 degrees with partly cloudy skies, looking nice through the overnight. Tomorrow, back to 78, partly sunny skies, some breezy winds out of the southeast at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's that future track forecast showing that dry weather as we head through the night. Temperatures drop to the upper 50s to near 60 degrees by early tomorrow, so a comfortable start to the day. A mixture of sun and clouds through the day with highs reaching the upper 70s for tomorrow afternoon. Then it's late tomorrow night. We start to get into some of those shower and thunderstorm chances here across southern Wisconsin, and we'll keep those chances around as we head through the day on Tuesday. As far as our rain potential through Tuesday night, we are looking at a general 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of rain here across the southern part of the state, just kind of depending on exactly where those thunderstorms track through the day. Here's your 7-day forecast, and I think any showers will come to an end early on Wednesday. After that, we can expect a steady warming trend as we head through the rest of the work week. There will be some slight chances of seeing a shower or a thunderstorm Thursday night, and again on Friday and Saturday. A better chance by Sunday. The heat really cranks up for the weekend, along with those heat index values approaching 100 degrees at times. We stay very warm and humid into next week as well.
Very different from the past few weekends, or at least last weekend.
And the last several days, too, we averaged temperatures that were below normal, but today we were finally back up above those normal values. So really trending in that upward direction this week.
Summer is finally here. All right, thanks so much, Karin. Well, Wisconsin natives showing out at the AmFam this year. Highlights next in sports.
Well, the weather finally clearing up this weekend, making for some picture-perfect conditions on the final day of the American Family Insurance Championship. Also helping that cause, a tight race at the top, which included the 2 Wisconsin natives. Check out Steve Stricker's approach shot here on 18, landing just beautifully a few yards away from the hole. Now, he did have a chance to putt for birdie, but just missing it here. He had to settle for par, shooting a 65 today. Then Jerry Kelly here on 18 as well, trying to chip in the birdie too, but he just misses. He was definitely kicking himself for that one, also settling for the par putt. Kelly also with a 65 today. The winner, though, beat Kelly by 1 stroke. Scott McCarron, who knew he was up against some hometown favorites, but great outing in this tournament for both of the Wisconsin natives, and they appreciated all the support from the Wisconsin community.
Ton of family out, bunch of Cooper's friends, you know, that's like family too. My maturity level's more in line with them than most of the adults out there, so I mean, it was really fun.
We're very fortunate. The word is out that we're doing some good things here, and obviously we're raising these monies for charities, and but to get the support from the community and the players alike. You know, if we don't have the players come, no one else is going to come out.
So look at the final leaderboard here. McCarron, whose wife is from Waukesha, by the way, he kept mentioning that over and over again so he could play into the home crowd just a little bit. Stricker tying with Colin Montgomery and Fred Couples for 3rd place. Not bad company to be in. Well, an update now on Travis Shaw, the 3rd baseman. Game in the middle of his at-bat in the 3rd inning due to a nagging right wrist injury. Now, after the game, Shaw said he felt something while he was swinging the bat, but he said he would hopefully know something more in the next couple of days. Now, as for the St. Louis was already up 1-0 in the 1st inning. That is until Christian Yelich hit home run number 10 of the season off of Luke Weaver, tying the game up at 1. 3 batters later, Hernan Perez at the plate. He sends that one to shallow right. RBI single, scoring Ryan Braun, and the Brewers take the lead, but that's all they got tonight against the Cardinals. Jhoulys Chacín, giving up 8 runs on 9 hits in 4 1/3 innings of work, and the Brewers lose 8-2 the final. They have the day off tomorrow. NASCAR in Sonoma, California this weekend. Final lap here, and Martin Truex Jr. winning the Toyota Save Mart 350 by more than 10 seconds, thanks to some fresh tires in the last 30 laps. Kevin Harvick followed in 2nd, Clint Boyer in 3rd. And finally tonight, some baseball players are known to be pretty superstitious, but this is pretty next level. Today's Royals-Astros game, 3rd baseman Alex Bregman had a mustache there early in the game. That was the 2nd inning. And then this is the 4th inning. Mustache is gone, right? So apparently sometime between the 2nd and 4th innings, he decided to shave it. He had 0 hits today, but he's batting .259, which isn't great, but not horrible. But apparently he was so affected by it. We don't know the whole story behind it yet, but went and shaved out the mustache during the 3rd inning.
He looks better, in my opinion, without the mustache. So
hopefully
it was a good
maybe
change.
he'll bat better
Stick
now.
with that look and look good, play good, as my mother would say.
That's excellent advice there.
All right, well, we'll be right back with a final check of your weather. Thanks. I just All right, should be a pretty warm next few days.
Yeah, we've got some nice temperatures ahead. Temperatures tonight dropping down into the upper 50s by early tomorrow morning. We should be in the upper 70s tomorrow, partly sunny skies. Some showers and thunderstorms arrive late tomorrow night into Tuesday. Those come to an end Wednesday morning. After that, we'll really crank up the heat, highs reaching the low 90s as we head toward the weekend. Some heat index values close to 100 degrees.
Looking forward to that
heat. There. I guess my microphone was off.
All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.